క్లాసే కదా! అలాగే రికార్డింగ్ క్లాసెసే కదా!
Rohit, we can wait for the 5 minutes. Let the people who can join. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So have you practiced anything, Rohit?
Yes, user management I practiced. Then
Hmm.
that Dix I tried. Okay, in AWS also I launched the VM, and then there I tried, and then in local also with VMware I tried.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
So let's check for the others. Good morning, everyone. So let me share my screen. So coming to the yesterday we discussed about the web servers, one of the concept called Apache or HTTP. So in this concept, majorly we discussed about like a port number authorization and how we can define those some of the configuration related. So in production environment, in the same way how we are defining HTTP, the client have another option also. He can go with Nginx also. Okay, so Nginx and Apache both are the same type of nature, but the companies are different. Nginx is a different platform company and Apache is a different. So based on the client patent rights, nothing but usually when the in production companies, they're planning to take the combinedly everything. At the time of taking the approvals or the payment, whichever is applicable as per the architecture, they will go with a particular area. For example, if you are going with Apache, then they are not touching the Nginx. The problem here is that The both application servers, they are using the same port numbers. Okay, so that is the reason they are not going with the both of them. And moreover, it will create a lot of confusion if you established both of them. So that is the reason in production environment, we will try, okay, whether really we are getting the issue or maybe in orally we are saying, okay, what exactly the issue is. That is called port conflict. For example, I will install the Apache, I will install the Nginx, I will try the service, the both of them, then what exactly the happening. Okay, so why I need to should not start both of them. So we will try the demo today, and meanwhile, and we are going to replicate the Nginx application, how we need to be start, how we need to be start, and how we need to be replace our website. So how we place it into the Apache, in the same way here also we can place it into the next level. So let me move on to the topic first. So first of all, Nginx also in a web services, which is the same as Apache. But the thing is that here it is a company of different product. So this is also different. The both web application supporting deploying redirection. What is a redirection means? Yesterday I said you that, for example, whether user is typed www.google.com or google.com, anything it should be redirecting to, for example, https www.google.com. So this is the way we are going to be defined, nothing but in our practically, yesterday as I shown you, nothing but whether you are trying gmail.com or like nothing but www.gmail.com or google.gmail.com, whatever it may be, it will be redirecting to the Gmail. So in the same way, first of all, let me install the Nginx as we installed the Apache yesterday from the platform from the zero. Then we are going with the next level of actions. So let me see here. So this is the my server IPR. So 134 is the my server. I'm going to install the like a yum install. Let me check it out whether I have a Apache here. Systemctl status httpd http.services. So right now I have a Apache is running here, and if you can see that here it is active and it is a enabled and it is using the port number 80. So let me try to install yum install. Okay, so then we are going with a application called Nginx. Nginx is the application name. We have to be use it. So Nginx, let me give the star. The star define the wild character. After Nginx is any dependent packages also, it start with Nginx name need to be installed. So let me trigger here. So it is checking the all the repos. So if you can see that here with Nginx, if not giving the star means these are the things it won't be come into the picture. Why we are giving the star means some of the cases when we are installing any kind of application, there is a lot of dependent thing will be there. Nothing but which are the helpful into the application architecture. So that is the reason we have to be give the star as a ambiguity. So trigger yes. So right now I'm planning to install. So there is no issue with the installation process. Where we will get a issue. I have a Apache now. Okay, I'm going to install the Nginx. Now next action is that I need to start the services. So let me see here. Nginx service. So right now my Apache is running. I'm planning to start the Nginx. So what is I'm getting the error. So it is saying that it is not able to start that. Okay, why means, let me check here, it is running. So let me try in this way. Let me stop the application. I'm stopping the HTTP application. So right now my HTTP application is stopped. Okay, and it is deactivated. Right now it is not active. So let me try now. Try with the Nginx service. Nginx is inactive. Let me start the Nginx. It is started. If you can see status, again the Nginx service is started. Okay, and this is also using the port number 80. So that is the reason any one of the service should be on, and make sure that, because both of them using the same type of architecture, but the some of the changes will be there. So that is the reason in production environment also people are using any one of the architecture, whether Nginx. So this is we are calling as port conflict. So interview question also people will ask you that, okay, so I have a Nginx, I have a Apache, can I use the both? Yes, you can use the both, but the thing is that you will get a port conflict. So that is the reason it is not architecturally recommended use the both, because both are using the same architecture, and it will create a lot of confusion to the engineer and whoever the persons supporting and implementation team also. So that is the nature. By nature, creation of or implementation of any one of the domain is a better to proceed. Any one of the domain means that should be whether Nginx or Apache is the recommendable. So right now here we are performing with the Nginx or Apache. So let me start the right now I started the thing. So the second thing is that, as I said you earlier, it is into the disabled state. So disabled state means after perform reboot. So run level. So RNLE. So presently my server is running on the run level 5, means a graphical user mode. So when I reboot the server, at the time of the reboot, probably the service will be going to be inactive or down. So inactive or down is nothing, but the service is not at all active at the moment of the time. So that is the reason what we are going to be doing it. We are going to perform the deactivate, nothing but right now it is disabled. I need to enable into the boot level prompt. So this is we are calling as hardening or tuning. As I said you earlier, the terminology is called hardening or tuning. So to make it enable into the boot level, I need to make sure that systemctl enable on the service name. So if you can see that here, it is created the one symbolic nothing but into the boot level, multi-user target. Means it is a created the one link into the operation level. So run level. So now check the status. So now the status, if you can see that here, it is enabled. So it is enabled means now I'm able to perform reboot also, my service will be enabled. So this is also one of the troubleshooting aspect. So if the user is come back with any kind of issue, for example, user complain that, so our interview questions, the interviewer asks you that there is a one web application, it is installed into the server. Okay, so on the moment of the time they perform the some reboot, some perform the some kind of application, they rebooted the server. The user complained that, okay, the website is down as of now. So what could be the reason? How you are going to sort it out? So whenever the user is giving the any kind of information, we have to take the entire feed. Means when the issue is happening, what is the issue, what is the error code, everything we need to be captured. Once we capture the everything, then we need to be proceed to the next level of action. Nothing but what is the next level of action? We have to be proceed for the checking of the services, checking of the server, checking of the network, like a netstat-nr. So this is the network level. Sometimes any this gateway also it is not pingable or it is not reachable. We need to reach out to the network team, or some of the cases this particular whatever the interface is there. Okay, this interface is maybe wrong. That is also we need to check with the network team. That could be service level, server level, or that should be there is a one more case also will be there. For example, yum reinstall ng so this is what we call nginx. So what is the command called reinstall? So the command to reinstall is one of the rarest scenario. For example, there is one package in Windows environment. Normally when you people are seeing that Windows is running, okay, when you're seeing the blue screen, okay, it is prompt you for repair. Have you seen that one? Repairing of your operating system. What exactly the repair it is? What the repair will do? Any idea? If you trigger the repair or troubleshoot, what it will do? Rohit or anyone? Any idea?
I think it's OS crash.
OS crash. You trigger the troubleshoot, okay, or repair. Now operating system, what it will do? Obviously, OS crash is nothing, but some of the things are not available, right? Bottom of the level. Okay, so it will repair the applications or particular package. For example, if you can see that here, this particular package, there is a rarest scenario. Okay, you install the application, your web server. Right now, if you can see that here, I installed the application. Till some moment back, everything is running fine. I don't have any issue. Let it be this is a somewhat old server, or this server have some kind of the patching recently. After patching, there is some issue with some of the packages. For example, Nginx is one of the packages. Nginx is starting, but it is not performing as expected. Seems to be okay. There is some of the components. What are the components? For example, any dependent files, or it is something are not available or not responding. In the time, normally what we are doing, uninstall and install, we are doing, right? In generally in Windows, we are uninstalling the package and we are installing the package. For example, you install the one VLCC player. Till some time back, it's everything working fine. After some time, it is not properly working. So you are getting the blank screen. It is not prompting. It is not opening. So what you are going to do it? First, you uninstall the package, control panel. Again, you install the package. So by performing this one, you can able to perform the both of the cases, right? Nothing but so that's the same type of the scenario with the yum also we can do it by the yum reinstall. What is the yum reinstall will do means it's not erasing, it is the repairing of your application. Nothing but whatever the application is there, it will be the reinstall the application. It is not erasing. So there is some of the packages are missing. There is some of the okay architectural things are missing. Everything it will be reinstalled into the application. So this is one of the major command. Very rarely we are using into the production environment. But make sure that from our level it is a one small service. But the one client level inside of on top of this application, one web application will be there. What is a web application? Like a google.com, like iccibank.com, some website will be there. So that is the reason if you want to perform any kind of stop, start, reinstall, anything interrupting activities, if you are performing things, you have to take the approval from the user. You have to take the approval from the user. Then only once the user is approved, then only you need to be stop and start the application. Without that, we cannot perform anything. So that is a make sure that on the particular process. So right now I install that and I enable the process. So next level is that, okay, so I check the status also everything is fine. Now I'm going with some kind of architecture. So yesterday also when we are dealing with that one, in where www we created our websites. So nothing but application team, we are allocating to the application team, or the kernel is by default allocating to the application team where www. So this where www is the standard process or standard location. It's something like that. Okay, so this particular room, it is assigned to the application team. You have a 2 BHK, one BHK assigned to the application team, one BHK to the storage team, like that. Okay, nothing but here allocation will be happen earlier itself. So that who will be taking care of that? That will be taking care of that by default the kernel. For example, can I use the instead of this one another application, another path? Yes, you can use it. It is not recommended. Also, you can use a different, but most of the 99% of the all the application teams and your vendors, they are recommending that go with the process. Means what exactly your operating system is conveying, in that particular place only you create your website. Okay, so you have to be create your website into the particular place only. Secondary thing is that you are creating the indexing file and you are giving the privileges. So first of all, let me create a directory. So I'm creating the one of the directory here. So ls-ld, I'm going to validate whether the directory is there. Directory is there. Now the next thing is that I need to give the privileges. So indexed file, I'm going to create it. So this index file will be added to the entry. Okay, for example, just one small message, hello from the Nginx. So that is a one of the landing page, nothing but from our end, it is our landing page. Okay, so after just for the make sure that everything is deployed or not, kind of the confirmation side. So I'm giving the privileges. So the privileges 755, nothing but every user can able to access, retrieve, execute. So this is what I given, and I assign the, like earlier we assigned the Apache, now we assign to the Nginx. Means Nginx only the primarily and secondarily is responsible for the particular application. So earlier it was Apache, now it is assigned to the Nginx. So this is what I defined here. Once defined, now we need to go for the Apache, nothing but configuration. So any production environment, as I said you earlier, when you're trying to modify anything, the first level of the thing is that you have to take the backup. Actually, this is the configuration file. If you can go that here, cat etc nginx. So make sure that any configuration will start with a /etc. /etc httpd /etc apache /etc nginx, like that it will be there. So nginx.conf, this is the configuration file where we need to add our entries. So this is the common place where I need to add my entries over there. So before performing anything, always it's a recommendable, okay, take the backup of the application. So why I need to take the backup? For example, if something is happen also, at least I will be having the some proof, nothing but I will be having some backup. At least from the backup, I can revert back. So that is the reason when you are working with any kind of the thing, you have to take the backup. So once you taken the backup, then you have to go with the modification of particular website. So here what exactly we are going to define. So here the terminology is that we need to define the server. The port number we need to be defined port number 80 or 443. And again the server name, what exactly the server name you are defining. So for example, here my server name is 134. So this 134 server name I'm going to be define it here. And what is your in Apache we are using the document root. Here we are using the root. The terminology only different. Root means it will take you the whatever the needed application, like any log files, any certificate information, any website information regarding particular website related, any information will be there. It going to be take you into the particular place. And so this index.html is the landing page. Okay, for example, your file is not available, you are going to get the 404. So this is the something I'm going to define it into the application. If it is a 443 port number also, that could be the same thing. Instead of 80, we need to replace with the 443. Okay, so let me go to the particular file. So this is a file. Okay, I'm going to add you entry over there. So I added the port number, server name, my index page, and everything. Control O, enter, Control X. So I need to go into revalidate once again, whether I added or not. So I added. So next thing is that, so once we added, we have to check the sum of the things. Okay, let it be Nginx-T. So Nginx-T is the one of the kind of notable to test the services. It is okay or not. It is properly configured. For example, there is a one colon is missing, one space is coming to the picture. Those type of the things it will going to be revalidated. Then restart the application. Why I need to restart the application? Because I done the some of the changes into the application. I need to go for the validation. So I restarted the application. Okay. So usually the command will ss2lb. This command will help you out to understand whether the particular application is a one working on which port number. So for example, if you can see that HTTP. So right now it is not running. Okay. So that is the reason it is not showing anything. So this is one of the service. So I know one particular service. Now client come into the picture or any application team, they ask the query. I need to know that whether Nginx is running on which port number right now. Which port number it is listening. So to answer to the question, so this is the command ssTULNP. This command will help you out to list out the information of particular Nginx service. So if you can see that here, port number 80 a number, it was listening. So these are the two applications it was running into the operating system side. So for example, if SSH is another application, here also two types of the things it will be there into the operating system side. So this is a way how we can find out. Right now, port number, it is a listening state only. It is not problematic. For example, it is not listening state means we need to send a mail to the network team to check the port number availability or any configuration issues. So right now my service is enabled. Now let me try to browse it. For example, what is the IP address we added? We added this one. Okay. So if you can browse it from the outside, let me browse it from the outside. So my website is, I got the response from my website. But the thing is that if you can see that it's a non-secure. Why we are getting the non-secure? Any idea? It is getting the non-secure. For example, when I type the google.com, google.com, I'm not getting the non-secure. Why I'm getting the non-secure here? Because of that, usually we are having certificates, HTTPS. That certificate configuration is not there. I have a one production server. I will show you. So this is a Ubuntu server. /etc. Sorry. So this is my company website. Okay. So here we are using it's a Ubuntu server, cat/etc OS release. If you can see that here this is a Ubuntu server. Ubuntu we are calling as Apache, not HTTPD. Okay, Linux we are calling as HTTPD. Name convention are different. Okay, from one place to other. So right now we are calling as HTTPD. So if you can see that here, there is a one application. Okay, it is a upgrade Magento uvation.com something. Okay, let me take up here. So this is redirected. Okay, if you can open this application, if you can see that here, what exactly we defined. There is a port number 80. Okay, so port number, this is the HTTP application, not Nginx. Port number 80, we defined server name and redirect permanently, whether it should be whatever it may be, you need to redirect to this particular application. So we are asking to redirect to this particular application. Okay, so right now this server is down. Okay, service is down. Okay, we are working on background. So this is a 443 server, nothing but port number 80, port number 443. So yesterday, whatever we done, the same thing. These are the things we need to be checked out. So this is SSL in general, SSL certificate. What is this SSL certificate? If you can open here, this is the SSL certificate. This particular SSL certificate in my test environment, I'm not having. Where we will get this SSL certificate? For example, upgrade magento.uvation.com. This is a website. This particular website bundle we are calling as a application bundle. Okay, means the entire passcode information. We are going to get it from the hosting team. Who are the hosting teams? Like a GoDaddy or GoDaddy or whoever it may be, means where you brought your server, your application or your website. From there you are going to get it this bundle. So this bundle is consisting of these passwords. So when you placing this password, your website will be totally into the encrypted format. So this is one of the password. Okay, this password will be having the some encrypted. We need to place it into the server. If you can see that here, /etc SSL is the standard place where you have to paste all your certificate related information. From GoDaddy, we will receive the two keys. One is a public key, one is the private key. So these two keys are, so right now, I don't have access for this one. Okay, so these two keys will be having the some of the passcodes. So this passcode will be help you out into the encrypted your data and moreover for security purpose. Okay, so and rest of the things are quite normal like error log and all. Since it is a PHP, the application team asks you to add a PHP related values, so we added. So in production environment also we are defining like this only. This is the one website. Okay, so let me see that here I have any other website. Server stone.
పవన్ గారు ఇప్పుడు సింగిల్ ఎస్ఎస్ఎల్ సర్టిఫికేట్ ఎన్ని నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ విఎమ్స్ కైనా కనెక్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు మనం.
కనెక్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో ద థింగ్ ఇస్ దట్ ఎస్ఎస్ఎల్ సర్టిఫికేట్ అనేది ఒకదానికి రాదండి. ఓకే, సో రైట్ నో మా కంపెనీలో ఓకే, సో సో దిస్ ఇస్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద నేను ఒక వర్క్ చేస్తున్నాను అన్నమాట వీళ్ళకి. సో మెజెంటా సో దిస్ అ మార్కెట్ ప్లేస్. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ వెబ్సైట్ ఎలా ఉంది, marketplace.uvation.com అని. You are able to see that marketplace.uvation.com. For example, primary domain is uvation.com. This is the main website, uvation.com. Okay, so whenever I brought the particular uvation.com application from the GoDaddy, we have two options. One is that only getting the certificate for only for the main domain only. Okay, for example, just think of that this is a google.com. Google.com is the only one domain. Okay, GoDaddy will give you that only for particular domain you need a certificate or subdomains also. Subdomains means what? Like a gmail.com and like a.google.com, a.gmail.google.com, like that everything you are going to get it here. So in the same way here also we are going to get the all the type of application. We are going to get a wild certificate information. We are called wild card or wild star. So here uvation.com is one of the place, and the second thing is that marketplace is the subdomain of that. The marketplace subdomain will help you to give the full-fledged information of your application. Nothing but it is inside a different application. So it will give the full-fledged everything. We are going to get it. మీరు ఎన్ని సర్వర్లన్నా ఉండొచ్చు, you are going to get it these two certificate only. Okay, your application need to be encrypted format. Trustable means in this particular domain you need to use the particular certificate. That's it. That is one server or 100 servers, not a matter. Understood? Doubts and ఉన్నాయా?
అంటే ఇప్పుడు నేనేమంటానంటే సేమ్ సర్టిఫికేట్ కావాలని
సర్వర్ని
ఫిజికల్ సర్వర్ కి ఇచ్చి వర్చువల్ సర్వర్ కి సేమ్ అదే వర్తబుల్ అవుతుంది.
Everything is same. If you can see that here in my environment low, if you can see that it is start with 192 అన్ని కూడా మా దగ్గర ఫిజికల్ సర్వర్స్. It's a VM servers. Okay, we have a 192 is a VM servers. 192 stage marker. These are the VM servers. It is start with something 40, 20. These are the Azure servers. Okay, whether it domain is a common thing. Okay, for example, your server connected with the internet primarily. That is the first option. Second thing is that whatever the infrastructure you are using, that is a secondary matter. For example, your website you installed on your laptop or physical server, virtual server, or cloud server, or a pod Kubernetes, whatever it may be. You have to be give the encrypted key. That place you have to be. So right now we are using the same thing. If you can see that here, these are my physical servers. This physical servers I am using into my environment. So let me log into the server. So for physical servers, we need to use the VPN provider. We don't have any other option. We have to use the VPN. So right now I connected. Let me go with the 59 server. So this is one of the website. Let me connect to this server. I'm into the server. Okay, let me no need. cd/etc. Here it is Apache. It's a VM server. Okay, this VM server also I'm using we install the Apache. If you can see that here, this VM server also we install the Apache. Let me open any one of the website. So this website also, wherever it may be, you have to place the certificate. If you can see that here, this wildcard evaluation. So this certificate you have to be placed into the server. These are the certificates. Whether it's a physical server, whether it is a LPAR or whatever it may be, the infrastructure is a secondary. GoDaddy level or hosting level, that is a very quite common. If you are using the website for the browsing purpose, wherever you are using the server, you have to place the particular certificate information into the configuration file. For example, if you can see that here, this is one of the domain. Let me go with another domain. This is another domain. Here also I need to declare. Here also I need to be declared. So placing of the certificate into the server is the first option, and a declaration of the certificate also secondary option. You have to do the both of the cases. This will apt for this particular website. అర్థమైంది సంతోష్?
అవునండి.
Hello. It's okay. So whether you are using the physical server, logical server, that is not a matter. Everywhere, wherever you are using, you have to be declared that inside the same point of time. Okay, there is no differences. So you are using your mobile also. In your mobile, that particular location, it's supposed to be there. Okay, there is no changes. So that is one of the major advantage. That is the reason we can perform all the type of actions from the infrastructure level. See, most of the companies, you will be having the combination of servers. In my company, we are having VMware servers, Azure servers are the combination. All the VMware servers we are going with nothing but physical IPs like a 192 something. All the logic, nothing but Azure level, we are using the 40, 20 something like a 13. this type of the IPs. Means infrastructure is a secondary, but our application level, there is no much changes will be there. Only wherever it may be, we have to define into the same format. That's a physical server, logical server, Azure server. There is no differences. So I need to stop the disconnecting. It's very slow. So for example, in my production environment, let it be, this is one of the thing. Okay, right now this is one of the application I installed into the sites available. So since it's Ubuntu, you will be seeing this format, but Linux, you are not seeing this format. Ubuntu only, you will get this type of the format. Let it be the client come up with a kind of the nature. See, one of the website domain is down. See, one of the website domain is down. That could be any reason. So what are the reasons will be there? For example, the reason will be probably the application port number, or it is the service also down, or network level also down. Everything we need to be validated. We are not defining anything from the one side. Okay, systemctl status. So here Apache 2.services. So it should be active. Some of the cases it should be into the hung state. We need to be restart. Okay, sometimes it is not into the enable. We need to be enable. So there is a lot of the actions we need to be take care here. That should be anything. So that is the reason when you people are performing any kind of the activity, we need to be proactively, we need to collect the information from the user. So what are the user means? Probably you have to be defined when the issue, getting the issue, or some of the cases, your service is not added to the HTTP. For example, right now I added or not. We need to be validated from that, or your port number also will going to be down. So application team or network team, they perform the some of the access issues. They upgraded something. In that time, you will get this particular port number is blocked. So again, you need to check the particular port number status. Once you check the port number status, it is not listening means, then you have to be go with the work with the application teams. So that is the reason these are the mandatory things we need to be performed with the application teams. So this port number is not listening means whether it's a service is working or whatever may be, service cannot be started. And meanwhile, whether everything will be unreachable. So that is the reason you cannot acknowledge anything in the starting state itself. The process or application down will be happening with the due to lot of reasons will be there. Everything we cannot capture at all. Okay, so these are the one of the reason. And if application side, if we are getting any kind of the logs means we can check into the mail logs also. Some of the cases people are going with the separate logs. Okay, means when the issue is happening, not just for the tracking purpose. Okay, tracking purpose, we are getting this information. So any doubts till now? You know, doubts on Rohit or other persons? Now Rohit, Kiran, any doubts?
No, I will set up this and then maybe sometimes with that.
Yeah. So both of the cases are same thing only. Nothing but whenever you are going with Apache or Nginx, there is no changes will be there. But the thing is that the format is different. For example, you are using the Apple mobile. You are using like a MacBook. You are using the normal Windows server. Okay. Both are the operational activities same, but The way of execution will be little bit of different, like a name conventions, like the way of operating, little bit of changes will be there. That's the same case. Okay. So here, whenever you are installing anything, the application team said you need to be make sure that which one you need to be. Here, everything you need to be clearly come up. Port number issues or anything, everything you need to be revalidated. Okay. So this is one of the scenarios. So apart from that, there is one more thing also there. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to discuss about, there is one more topic we'll call, okay, NFS. So anyone having idea on the NFS? Why we are using Santosh? I think you have idea, right? మీరు వాడినట్టున్నారు కదా?
Yes, అండి. File transfer protocol, that is.
Yeah. So just I will give the brief for the thing. What is the NFS side? NFS, we have two types of the options will be there. Okay, NFS and Samba. So NFS majorly we are using for the purpose of, like if you're going with a shared mechanism, we are using NFS. So NFS is a very important, okay, because the problem here with all the production servers is that 99% we don't have internet. So if I have internet means at least you can transfer the file by using some mails or some any kind of nature of the work. And most of the servers, okay, there is a lot of issues with SCP and other services also, it won't be work. So what the companies will do in detail means there is some 100 servers are there. These 100 servers are into the same route, means same route means same IP range. Let it be, okay, 1 to 99. 1 to 99 something. For example, once everything is installed, in between, let it be, there is one server is called 51. This server, they act like a NFS server. So what is the purpose of this server means? All the patching, for example, if you want to perform any kind of patching, if you want to perform, this is we are calling as managed server. This responsibility is that consisting of all centralized information. Centralized information. So what is a centralized information? It will be consisting of all the your application related. For example, simply, I want to perform the patching for the rest of the servers. So every time what we are going to do it, I need to copy the packages. See, last time what we done, at the time of creating the yum repos, okay, we mount to the CD drive. For example, I don't have a CD drive. Then I need to bring the particular package from the outside to inside. So if you want to bring that means you don't have access. So what we are going to do it, we are going to place it into this F51. Here we are creating the one file system. File system is nothing but, okay, one folder or anything. One of the folder we are creating. Inside this folder, I'm placing my content. Inside this folder, the content will be, we are placing. This content will be, or this file system will be mounted in rest of servers. Rest of the servers have been mounted. So automatically, whatever the content is there into the 51 server, it will be reflected. It's the same like a Google Drive. We are using the Google Drive, shared drives, okay, OneDrive. So what is the concept of that? You can mount it at anywhere. You can place the data. You can transfer the data. If you deleted, copied also, it will be reflected into the source and destination. That's the same type of the mechanism we are going to establish also here. It is a free of cost. No need to be pay the 1 rupee also. It is an inbuilt mechanism of Unix. Unix supporting this free of cost. But when you are dealing with this type of the issues, we need to be configure setup. So we need to be configure setup. How to perform the setup into the real time? what is the process of that? We are going to in detail of mechanism. Okay. So this is, you need to go in detail of the subject. Here we are making a like a master and slave concept. So once these are done, we are going with a Samba. Samba is for the majorly NFS. NFS we are using for the Unix to Unix platform. Nothing but in between Unix server to Unix servers. That should be all 250 platform wherever we can use it. It is a kind of same nature. But this is Unix to CIFS platform. Nothing but CIFS are we calling as Windows. So Windows to platform, if you want to connect, for example, if you want to tell that I created my directory, from my directory, I want whatever the data is there here, it should be reflected into the server. So that type of the thing we can perform by using the Samba mechanism. Because Samba is a very important, NFS is also very important. If your applications are, if your companies are dealing with application teams more, they will place the data, they will asking to push it to the data, lot of queries you will receive. Okay, both the classes we are performing at the same time. Okay, so tomorrow we'll discuss in detail about the NFS work. So if possible, just go through the NFS document. What is the NFS? Everything, it is a documentation is there, and at least go through the what is NFS, what is the purpose of the NFS, why we are using the NFS, okay, and what type of the real-time issues we are getting, how to troubleshoot, performance-wise, everything it is there. Just go through the topic, everything. Okay, what is the purpose and why we are using, what are the things, just to go through. See, now you have knowledge and you have able to pick up the things. Deployment is we can do it, but just go through the in-depth of the process. What is the purpose, why we are using, why, and what are the consequences. Okay, just go through this. It will be helpful for you for the tomorrow class. Okay, so anyone having any doubts till now? Rohit and everyone. Kiran, you were able to understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please practice, Kiran. So, and please be available. Or some of the cases you are not available into the classes. Make sure you are available and practice also. Okay.
Okay.
So Habib, sorry, how to call your name? Can I call you Habib or? Yeah. You were able to understand the topic? Okay, guys, go through the things and please be practice. If you are not practicing means, okay, you will forget the subject in the next day itself. If you can practice, you will see the lot of the errors. Okay, that could be space errors, name convention errors, everything. So that is the reason, please be practice and perform the things proactively. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.